Hey guys, thanks for trying science. Today we're going to be talking about the digestive system. So get your notes packet and something else, and 2 food labels. That'll be fun to compare different types of food. Let's get right into it with a question of the day. We did muscles last time. Why do muscles get tired? Let's find out.
Why does exercise make me tired? Now, please consider the following.
Consider the following. Consider the following.
We use muscles to move. Well, muscles rely on chemical reactions that cause the fibers of the muscles to slide together and pull. Our muscles are attached to bones or little wooden pieces. This allows us to bend and reach. Muscles take the chemical energy in food and turn it into motion. Take a look at this. Our bodies combine chemicals in our food with oxygen in the air. To save time, we'll do it at a slightly higher temperature. These chemical reactions leave some chemicals behind that have to be washed away by your blood.
Don't worry, it's not real blood.
The more you exercise, the better your body gets at delivering and washing away the chemicals. Thank you for joining me on Consider the Following.
Consider the following. Consider the following.
As it turns out, are a big part of the digestive system. In fact, a lot of it is muscles, involuntary muscles that you can't control. Let's get right into the muscular system by reviewing a little bit quickly. Skeletal muscles, biceps, smooth muscles, stomach that you can't control, and cardiac, the heart. Don't forget, tendons connect muscles to bone, MTB, muscle to bone, T for tendon. Ligaments connect bones to other bones. So, as I was saying, let's get into our digestive system as soon as possible. So go ahead and get out your notes packet that looks like this, and let's get right into the functions, the organs, and some fun facts about your digestive system. First of all, I want you to think of why we eat food. What does the reason, and what organs are needed in order to process that food? Check it out.
My cereal? That's really great. Dear Tim and Moby, why do I need to eat breakfast? From Mail. All living organisms need energy for their cells to grow and function. Eating food is how animals, including humans, get that energy. Once food has been eaten, it's processed through a series of chemical reactions that we call metabolism. Metabolic reactions fall into one of 2 categories, catabolic and anabolic. Catabolic reactions break down complex molecules from your food into simpler molecules, releasing energy in the process. Anabolic reactions use that energy to build other complex molecules from the simple molecules.
It's like Legos, right?
Yeah,
Breaking
I guess
them
you
apart
could say
and
that
building something new.
catabolism powers anabolism. Cellular respiration, the process in which glucose is broken down, is an example of a catabolic reaction. Glucose is a kind of sugar we get from food. It's the main source of fuel for the body's cells. Inside the part of a cell known as the mitochondrion, glucose is split into simpler molecules like carbon dioxide and water.
Remember?
Energy is released in the process. Right, the energy that comes from that reaction is used to keep cells healthy and grow new ones. That's when anabolism comes in. Anabolic reactions are ones that build up molecules that help our cells multiply and stay in good working condition. Things like bone and muscle growth all come from anabolic reactions. Well, plants have metabolisms too, but they don't need to eat food for energy. Instead, they make their own food through a process called photosynthesis.
Remember?
Plants use their roots to drink up water from the soil, while their leaves absorb carbon dioxide from the air. The leaves also absorb
Pesky
sunlight,
sunlight.
storing its energies
Pesky
in special
carbon
structures
dioxide.
called chloroplasts.
Remember?
These contain a green pigment called
You
chlorophyll.
better remember
which
this.
traps
This is all
photons
stuff we
of
did this
sunlight.
year. It's all tying together.
When energy from those photons is combined with carbon dioxide and water, it triggers a chemical reaction. The products of this anabolic reaction are oxygen and glucose.
Remember?
Good point. Besides being a main source of nutrition for the plants, the glucose can also provide some much-needed energy to any animal that decides to make a meal out of the plant. Speaking of meals, I need some breakfast. Okay, I'm not eating that. No way, there's glue in there. Ah, get away!
Eat it. Wow, so many cool things there. All from past units, all tying together. Light bulbs should be turning on. So we digest food in order to get those molecules that our cells need. Let's take a look at our notes chart and see if we can figure out the function. The first thing they said was we need to be able to break things down. Breaking things down into usable forms, like taking a big piece of Lego and breaking it into all of its smaller pieces, and then reassembling those pieces. So we're going to break food down and then absorb the nutrients into the bloodstream. Let's talk about how your body does that. Let's start at the mouth. Your mouth has teeth to chew and break apart food. That's often called mechanical or physical digestion because it's a physical change. We're simply cutting and tearing and mixing the food into smaller pieces. Did you know your mouth also contains a chemical called saliva, which actually helps break down carbohydrates? So saliva not only helps swallow food easily, but it also chemically breaks down food. There are also acids in your stomach that similarly break down food into their smaller parts. Let's take a look closer at each of these parts. Your mouth has physical, such as teeth, and chemical, such as saliva, ways to digest food. Food goes down your food tube, also known as the esophagus, where it will land into the stomach. There are involuntary muscles that help push food into the stomach, where it is churned and mixed with acids. These acids are strong enough to break apart even metal. So how does your stomach keep from digesting itself? Mucus. A layer of mucus is produced inside of the lining of the stomach that keeps the acids from actually touching the stomach itself. Now food has been in the stomach for about 4 hours, churning and mixing with acid. It looks like a thick milkshake. It's time to get absorbed. All the nutrients will pass through the small intestine, which is only small in name. It is 21 feet long. During its travels through the small intestine, food nutrients will be absorbed into the bloodstream to be carried to the rest of the body. Whatever material is left that is not able to be absorbed is going to be found in the large intestine as it takes a 5 or 6 foot travel down and out of the body. The wastes that couldn't be absorbed will be removed. Water, however, is absorbed as the final step. Let's talk about some fun facts. Other organs are helpful in the process of digestion. The liver and other organs create what we call enzymes. These are chemicals that help you break down and absorb food. The pancreas, found about here in the human body, helps your body to absorb glucose with a hormone called insulin. This is a chemical signal that allows the cells of your body to absorb glucose. Too much glucose in the bloodstream, and the pancreas has to produce more insulin. People with diabetes need to inject insulin and monitor their blood sugar. The digestive system relies on involuntary muscles that help squeeze the food along. And finally, the muscular system relies on the digestive system for its nutrients. So all of our body systems are intricately linked together. How'd you do in your notes? Great. Feel free to pause and fill in anything you didn't get. Let's take one last review of the digestive system before we have to sign off for today. Check it out.
Hey, these are really good. My compliments to the chef. Dear Tim and Moby, how do we digest food? From Sam. Oh, why thank you. Digestion is about breaking apart the food we eat so that our bodies can use the food's nutrients. Food is broken up in two ways, mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion is the physical breaking apart of food. Chemical digestion is when chemicals called enzymes break food into molecules that your body can absorb. Both types of digestion occur in our mouths. Chewing mechanically breaks food apart, while an enzyme in your spit called salivary amylase breaks down carbohydrates. When food you eat becomes a soft, gooey mass, your tongue pushes it to the opening of your esophagus at the back of your mouth. The esophagus squeezes the food down into the stomach. Inside your stomach, food is churned and mixed with enzymes and other digestive juices, including hydrochloric acid. These chemicals break down proteins and fats. A lining of mucus protects your stomach from the acid. After about 4 hours in your stomach, food is the consistency of a thick milkshake, and we call it chyme. Chyme moves into the small intestine, which is actually not so small. It's about 7 meters long. The small intestine is where most of the nutrients from food are absorbed. In the first part of the small intestine, called the duodenum, digestive juices from the liver and pancreas join the breakdown mix. They turn the chyme into a soup of molecules small enough to be absorbed into your bloodstream. Well, there are these tiny finger-like things called villi lining the inside of the small intestine. Cells on the surface of the villi absorb nutrients from chyme as it flows by. When chyme gets to the large intestine, it's thin and watery. The large intestine is actually way shorter than the small intestine, but because it's a lot wider, it's called large. Sometimes it's called the colon. The large intestine sucks most of the water out of digested chyme in a process called absorption. This step is important because recovering that water keeps you from getting dehydrated. Once most of the water is gone, solid waste is moved to the last part of the large intestine, the rectum. When enough waste piles up there, you're ready to go to the bathroom, and the digestive process is complete. The whole digestion process can take up to 2 or 3 days. Ooh. I think I ate too many pancakes.
Well, hope you enjoyed this little walk through the digestive system, and thanks for trying science. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.